Okay. Hello. Hello. Um, I'm in a funny mood. I'm in a funny mood. I don't know. I have some strange feeling, a bit like playing. I want to play tonight. So we're playing. We're just playing, and maybe we're talking about serious things. Maybe we don't talk about serious things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. There can be a playing. There can be being serious. There can be anything. It's what is happening. And there's that whole thing like, oh, there's the world and I have to deal with everything. There's no one. That's the joy. There's no one. There's no one inside. So there's just what's happening and it's going already by itself. So there's no need to find out. There's no need to know. There's no need even to change anything. There's what's happening and that's already what's going on. There can be an idea that I'm here and there's someone and I have to choose or I had to do the right thing and all that. There can be all those beliefs and concepts about how to behave and what to do and all that, what's important. It's a lot of ideas, what you could say it's the dream of me. There's no importance in that. That it's not that it makes it that life doesn't work very well when there's a lot of thoughts going on, of a lot of ideas how to deal and being busy with a lot of thoughts. It doesn't matter. There can be a lot of thoughts, and in the same time, everything is going on. There's no influence. There's no influence of thoughts or anything. There's also no resistance or blocks or things like that. That's only the abstract mind who can look at everything and think like, oh, this should be like that, it should like that, but because when I do that, maybe I feel better. There can be a lot of ideas about that. It's only ideas. They don't have any power. It's just thoughts can come there or beliefs, what you can say. It's that. And then there's moving a hand. It's like the table. It's everything is neutral. It's what it is. There's nothing more important than anything else. It's an appearance of chairs, bodies, feelings, streets. There's no inside, there's no outside. There's no time. So there's no time, no distance. It's no inside, no outside. It's no before, no after. That's all the abstract mind can imagine that there can be that. Well, it's literally that what is happening. A feeling, maybe. And there's only not knowing. There can be, of course, in the story, there can be a knowing of what's going on, or there can be information and all that. It's meaningless. It doesn't mean that's wrong. It's just meaningless. Everything is meaningless. That's not bad or wrong. It's what it is. It's meaningless. It doesn't have any meaning. So it's what it is. Meaning is putting something on top of what's going on and making it into something that's maybe important or wrong or anything. It's what it is. So there's no meaning in anything. There's a there's a wall, then there's walling. So there's no one looking at the wall already. There can be an idea, I am looking at the wall. That belief or that feeling or idea can be there. It's only an idea. That can be there. There's nothing wrong or right with that. It doesn't have to change. It doesn't need to go. It's what happens. And there's a table and there's something else. It changes, of course. In the story, you could say it changes. In the same time, you can also say there's only what is. So that's everything. There's no time. So that means there's no before and no after. It's this. And that's everything. It doesn't matter what it is. So there's also no distance. So there's no inside and no outside, no here and there. That's also the abstract mind can make an image of that and understand maybe what's meant by that. There's this. That's everything. A river. Maybe even not knowing the words, then it doesn't matter. So there's also no need for anything else. It's already complete as it is. And as it is exactly that how it's going. A subtle feeling, or stronger, or the table, or dirt, the grass, anything what's can be like there's something going on and that's it. It's there's nothing going on about that that's everything. The joy is that it's just what's happening, and it can be very strong feelings when there's no me, and when that idea there's I should behave in a certain way. Oh, how can I deal with that? It seems like there's something going on, and a lot of being busy with that. When that whole idea of I should behave and all that is lost, then there's no escape. There's no escape from anything. It's direct. It's just that what is happening. There's no knowing. It's what it is. In that way, it's also a free, not knowing appearance of everything, which is already. So there's no control. There seems to be control, and to behave in a certain way with relations, with people, with circumstances. There's already no control. It's also the idea and the belief that you are there and you have a free will and choice to make things happen. It's a dream. There's nothing happening. There's no me. There's no one inside. There's no one controlling everything or being able to control everything. That already isn't the case. So there can be like an idea, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can do that. That both sides can be there. There can be a disappointment because it didn't succeed or all that. It's not yours. There's no your life. There's what's happening. There's no, let's say, like Rose. There's no, even no Rose. This is not like talking like Rose has no me anymore, things like that. There is no Rose. That idea that there's someone here in this body and they're speaking and there can be ideas or something about it. They're speaking. That's it. There's a tone of the voice. There's maybe that face. That's everything. So there's no difference between this face or the table or that face. It's just that face. Is it, or something else? So there's nowhere to go. That's the joy, that's the freedom, that everything is already complete as it is already. There's nothing right and nothing wrong. That's amazing, because in the world of me, it's always about this is right, this is wrong, it should be like that. Because there's somewhere that feeling there's something lost, there's something not right, there's something missing or not complete or something like that. I did something wrong, maybe I'm not good enough, it's not satisfying, all that. And what can I do to make it right? That's the whole story of me most of the time. And then hearing this, like, no, there is no right and no wrong. It never has been. It's, you could say, a misunderstanding. It's what it is. Exactly that. A hand like that. It's like that. It's that hand. For no reason, just that. It doesn't go anywhere. Life doesn't go anywhere. That we believe, because we believe in time and distance. There seems to be an evolution or a development going somewhere. That place is better than this place, something like that. It's always related to how do I feel about it? Do I feel good and relaxed and all that? Then it should be nice and good. And when I feel like stressed and there's a contracted energy, then it feels like it's wrong and it should be different. Or maybe anger, or there's some feelings that are seen as wrong. There's nothing wrong with any feeling. It's what it is. Exactly that. There's no escape from anything. Everything is full on as it is already. So we can talk about that, or you can say nothing. It's already complete, so it doesn't matter what's happening. There can be talking, there can be silence, there can be asking again and again. That's how it goes. So if you want to say something, please do, or you can write something in that chat if you want to, and we'll see. Ah, there's a chat. You say that there's disappointment. That means you have a vision of how things should go, right? Now, when there's no me, there's no disappointment. That's only in the story of me that can be a disappointing, because I am disappointed because I feel like I want something else and it's not going like that. So that's in the story of me, there's disappointment. That's something else. Yeah. There can be like there's something going on and it's like, oh, something like that. Yeah, there can be, but then it's gone. Ah, there's a chat. Last time I spoke to you and I was upset about something. Shortly afterwards, I heard a comment from a friend, and all of a sudden, all the upset went away and there was just beauty. Oh, it turns out the upset was all based on beliefs about what was more spiritual and good that came from Instagram influences. Ah, there's so many beliefs and idea. Oh my God, there's so many. And there can be, when there's some issues like motherhood or money or relations, and there can be so many ideas about how you should be, about food, anything. Yeah. And then suddenly it's gone. And, and the strange thing is that being upset, we think like it's because of something that was before. Oh, it's just upset. It's just that feeling. And then it goes. There's no relation with anything. That's amazing. We are so into like this is because of that, and it should be like that, or you should be that. That would be much nicer with you, and you behave in that way, or things like that. You can't. It's there's that what's happening, and that's it. There's no choice. There's no right and wrong. And there's no because of this, because of you, I feel like that. That's a concept. It's there's that feeling and that's it. No because, no why, no blaming. No blaming someone. Oh yay. Yeah. Or yourself. There's nothing wrong with what's done or what seems to happen. It's that. There can be pain. Yeah, there can be pain or sadness. Yeah, of course. We are so used that there's an individual here, then there's another individual over there. And there's a relation in the sense that when I say something, I can influence that person or can make him or her cry or pain or hurt or all that. There is no one. It's not only that the body isn't real, so there's nothing always there. So there's no one existing. So there can be that pain happening somewhere. Well, it's no one's pain, no one's sadness. It can be felt. Then that feeling is there. It's not yours. It's a feeling, like the wall. It's that. So when there's sadness, it's not related to anything. No, there are no relations. There's no time. When there's no time, that's huge. So it's so embodied, that whole idea about time and consequences and free will in that way also. There's no time. There's what is happening, and there's nothing, there's no because. There's no why. There's nothing related. It's that full on sadness. Woo. It's not even yours. It's not only happening in my body. It's sadness. It's there. That's what's going on. It's that energy. There's no dealing with anything, and that's what me does. It seems like I'm here in this body, and I'm here, and there's the outside, and I have to deal with everything. So I make my life work or feel nice about myself or the world. There's no one. There's nothing inside. So that whole idea that I'm here is an illusion. It's just not there. That's the freedom. It's that feeling for no one. Not because of you did something wrong or all that those stories. That makes it so complicated and difficult and all that problems. It's that feeling. Yeah, can be very strong. Sadness, sitting, the table, the floor, flooring. Yeah. It's amazing. It's the wonder of what is felt. No, it's not what is felt. Those feelings or the wall or it's everything. It's wow. It's this. How is this possible? It's amazing how that's going. And there can be also, it's not only wondering, it's also like, oh my God. Of course, that's true. Can be. There's no reason for that feeling. So there's no need to change anything. But there can be an idea I should change. Those ideas can be there. They're not wrong, but it's only a misunderstanding. It's a concept. There can be so many concepts and beliefs. Yeah. Life doesn't go anywhere. Life is. That's the wonder. It is a hand, green, a tree. It's that. Something smell. Exactly that. Mm. You was something said. You was the first character. character, I heard saying nothing is wrong, and that resonated so beautifully freeing. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's such a big one. Nothing is wrong. We're so into the, it can be subtle, there can be an idea. I know there's nothing wrong, but suddenly there's that idea that should or more natural or more this, and can be all kind of ideas about what should and shouldn't. Nothing, even those ideas, it can be there. So what? Then those ideas are there. There's just ideas. They don't influence anything. It's just those thoughts can come, can be there. Yeah. So. Hmm.
So everything is empty.
Everything is empty and full in the same time. It's like full on. What? It's not something. It's not solid or something like. It's that feeling. Maybe it's that an appearance. It's so crazy. You can't even imagine. And suddenly it can be suddenly like, oh yeah. And like, how can you describe that?
Yeah, not possible.
Yeah. And suddenly it feels like that. It's crazy. And it's in the same time, it's also, yeah, in a kind of way, it's also normal in a way.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, of course. Yeah. It's a feeling and it's empty. Well, it's that it's not, that doesn't mean I don't feel it or I don't feel it. That it's that feeling isn't "Ooh," like that or sadness or whatever. It's full on. Oh, subtle, can be subtle, of course. Pain.
it seems to be. Um, there were more speakers about this, and then it seems to be a different effect, or I don't know how to describe that.
What is different?
Um, yeah, kind of the effect of the speakers of, yeah, in a way.
Yeah, there can be, but it's everywhere. It
Yeah.
can also be like a policeman is talking to you and like, it's everywhere. It's different.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, that's amazing.
mm. And sometimes you don't even think like when there's some say a policeman is coming to me, and of course I don't react because that doesn't matter if it's a policeman. And suddenly like there's a contracted. Yeah. Oh, it's like that. Yeah. So what? That can be contracted, and there's no reason. It's just contracted. Maybe there,
Oh,
and then something else going on. Yeah.
thanks, Rose.
Yeah. It's new. That's also that. Like there's in that story of me, there's trying to make control and make everything in a way like safe, so you know where how you can deal with things, and there will be no surprises and all that. And in a way, that's also a bit boring and a bit like, oh, it's always the same, and then there's a looking for something else. But that it's also the fear of suddenly there can be something happening, and there's the surprise of that feeling, maybe, or anything. Well, that's life. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, oh, I'm doing. Oh yeah. Um, there's somebody saying, I feel restless and a lot. I have the idea that this restlessness is because I'm so attached to my story, finding the right way to live for me, work-wise, motherhood, food-wise. It goes on and on. And I think that if the me would fall away, I would feel less restless. It's all about feeling better again, but I just can't accept that this restlessness is here so much. Yeah, that idea that that restlessness is somewhere is wrong, or when looking for peace or like more relaxation, all that, that's the story of me. There's always, it's always jumping on something that isn't right, and that can be like, oh, that can be suddenly like, oh, that restlessness, or maybe the food isn't right, so there's jumping on that. And this restlessness can be there. Yeah. And that's everything. That's that feeling full on. It's unconditional love. It's live in that like that. This is not talking about a life that it's always like in peace and everything is all right and all that. No, it's everything. When it's everything, there can be a feeling, and there can be suddenly like, oh, days that it's like, oh, like that. And then after a while, it's gone. I don't know why. And there can be suddenly days with suddenly sadness, or I don't know, and or nothing going on. It's different. And it's when there's that idea, it's because of something that there can be like that, making it into something solid, and then it becomes more a thing to do something about it, and it makes it like a problem and busy with that. But the restlessness is also something, it nothing is solid and nothing is always there. It's that, and it changes, it's new. It's not the same, like, oh, I'm the whole day the same feeling. No, it changes. It's new. Oh, and it's, you know what? It's not about focusing on it. That's the same story again. But there's nothing wrong with restless or with a lot of thoughts. There's also nothing wrong with that. There can be like a frustration, but frustration is it too. It's like there's no way out. It's everything. We and there's trying to escape, trying to find how can I feel good again, or how can you relax in all those situations. It's everything full on. It's not about relaxation or feeling good. It's everything. There is already no me, so there's no hope in that way. Oh God. There's that idea, that's what that whole story of me is, that somewhere after, when I do my exercise, when I do this, or when that me falls away, then finally there's that peace that will, so I will do everything maybe, or nothing, or whatever, to find that peace. But that peace is not, or that freedom has nothing to do with the story. There's already no me. So that whole idea about what we normally do about how to find something, it's it's the same then about me. Then there's the story about, oh, when the me falls away, there will be no problems anymore, or things like that. There will be freedom. There is already no me. So that's strange, because that, in the same time, when there's talking, there can be talking in the story, like there's me, and that's that, making a story of everything. That me is that story, but in the same time, there's nothing happening. So this is, you can't get your head around it. You can't work it out. You can't grasp this. It's something else. It's about loss. So it's not like how to lose the me, lose the me. So how you say that? No, it's everything. But you can't say, okay, then it's everything. That's a new idea. So you can't get out of the prison. You could say that, when that feels like it's a prison of all those ideas. It's energetic. But it's everything. So when there's that rest, it's that too. There's this is not about feeling good. Has nothing to do with that. It's everything. So there's no escape from anything what's going on. Feelings. It's not about accepting too. Because there's no one. You can't accept maybe for a while and then it doesn't work anymore. It's most of methods, it's always for a while and then you forget or it's not working or all that. So it's endless because there's always that idea, and that's me. You could say there's something wrong, but you can't say to yourself, oh no, I don't do that anymore. Because that's also because confirming that there was something wrong. So that's, you're stuck in that. Hmm. Yeah. But it's hearing this, it's somewhere, it's like, oh, and there can be a resonance, and it's not your resonance. It's somewhere it's going. And then sometimes it's also that concepts or beliefs can be not that strong anymore. So there can be something like that. It's, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with what's going on. That's crazy because that's so the normal way of how we think that I want something else, all that. That's so strong, can be so strong. But if it can be wanting something, this is when everything is lost, there's nothing going on about I want. That's also lost. It's not about Rose wants something. It's not about wanting. That's only part of the story of me because there's always the idea that when I want something, I have a choice to. There's no choice. So the whole wanting is there can be coffee or tea or all that, or they can be planning something. But okay, when it's not going, then that's what's happening, and it's not about feeling good all the time. No, it's what is happening, but that is already going on. But there's something looking at it and thinking like, yeah, but this is so ah yeah, but that feeling, of course, it's life too. Look at little children; it's everything. It's going, and there's nothing. There's not that looking at yourself yet, and it's just going, and then crying, and then playing, and then nothing, and being sick, and all that. It's just that. It's not being busy with anything. Well, that's so the normal way. And also being busy with something that all those ideas and thoughts that can happen. That is what is happening. So those thoughts can be there. They don't have any meaning. They're not important, but yeah, can feel like that. It is already. It's already complete as it is. Exactly that, how that face is looking, how the things are going. It's already that. It's neutral. Doesn't mean it's nice or good. There's nothing on top of that. That's what we normally do, making it into something right or wrong. It's what it is. It's exactly that. Very neutral and all that. But can be anything. But it's not, life doesn't see us. There are no individuals. So there's no one here. There's that face, maybe. Also in children or in mothers. Even mothers are not there. It's just that. It's just a face. Somebody, it seems like somebody is talking, then there's those words, or maybe that tone. Then that's what's happening. Can be. It's neutral. It's life in that way. It's going nowhere. It is. Mm, mm. Even kijken. Oh, here. But you are not so restless, right? There can be. Yeah, of course that can be. There can be suddenly like that, and then I don't know where it comes from, and then for a while, but there's what is lost. That's so strange. What is lost is that being able to find out why, and that isn't arising. So there's no escape from that feeling. When that restlessness it can be there, it can be there, and then for a while or for a day or I don't know how long that is, and then after, and then suddenly, it's not even noticed, and suddenly it's gone. Or maybe it's gone and then it comes back. It can be anything. But there's that being busy with it, that isn't arising. So I don't know how that's going, but there's no escape. And certainly there can be anything. Yeah. Okay. Not sure. I fully understand there is no cause and effect. Yeah. If I eat some food that doesn't agree with me, I feel sick because I ingested it. Knowing this, if I decide not to eat that kind of food, I won't get sick. Yeah, that's how we normally think about how we can do it. Because when there's that belief, that embodied, that so embodied, that belief that I'm here and I'm able to choose, and I'm living in time, and everything is solid and real, and I live in time and distance, then that whole story of what you tell is that how most people think about things, because we assume that we are so sure that everything is cause and effect, and everything is built on that. This is a completely, everything is out of it has nothing to do with the story. Nothing is real. So that when they're saying there's no time, that's a construct. It's huge, because that whole idea that when I eat something and I get sick, that's because of what I ate, and I shouldn't do that. That seems to be the normal way. And then there's hearing this, there's no choice. And there's also no cause and effect. So feeling sick can happen. There can be an idea, and maybe there's something going on, and then there can be something happening, but that can arise in that way. That has nothing to do with cause and effect. There is no before and there is no after. There's this. But that doesn't mean that you say like, oh, there's only this, and I don't know if I'm going to the doctor. I don't know, something like that. Maybe there's going to the doctor, but that's what's happening. It's already going by itself. And we are so sure, most people are so sure, that we choosing that, it's on us that we make our life work or take care or all that. Now it's, and then there's hearing this suggestion, because you don't have to believe it. It's like, oh, but there is no one. So there's no one choosing. It's not happening to you. There is feeling sick, can happen. And maybe there's, I don't know, taking pills or doing something. That's what arises. This is crazy. This is so out of time and out of nothing to do with someone and nothing to do with the free will and choice. So this is another possibility. Has nothing to do with the story. Circumstances are not real. There's just circumstances are just there, and then it's gone. It's new. It's new. Nothing is solid. This is so completely out of the normal way of thinking and concepts and belief what there are. So it's there's nothing happening. It's an appearance of everything, and it's full on. There can be feelings and feeling sick and throwing up or all that, of course. But in the same time, it's empty. What somebody was saying. It's, and you don't have to believe it or imagine how that will be. But it's something like hearing this, and there can be some resonance in that, or something going on. Like maybe there's even not understanding, and somewhere there's something about it. There can be, or not. Can also be not, of course, because it has nothing to do with understanding. But this is completely without concepts and beliefs. We are so used to beliefs and concepts and behaving and all that. time. Mhm. And then somebody is saying, it's kind of funny how opinion seems so serious and solid. Yeah, of course. When it's completely innocent and meaningless. And there are so many opinions and concepts and how to behave and how to eat and what is important and all. There's so many. And then suddenly hearing it's all out of the window. It's what it is. There's no one. There's no choice. There's no meaning of anything. Nothing is more important than anything else. Oh, that's complete freedom. That's the longing somewhere. That it's not happening to someone. It's energy. There's no one in it. Hmm. Wow. Then somebody saying nothing is happening. Every moment is wiping itself out. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's not really wiping out, but yeah, it's new. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's stunning. It's that. It's just that's new. That's the wonder. And then there's nothing going on about choice or right and wrong. It's this. Whatever it is, feeling or hand or table. Yeah. Whoa. And somebody was saying, I was in a relationship with a non-dual speaker. Oh. And yet there was still a lot of wanting there. That felt really strange here. My body couldn't stand that anymore between what was being said and what was felt here. Ah, yeah. Yeah, but there can be a lot of clarity about this. When I hear some speakers, there can be a lot of clarity about there's no one and speaking beautifully about there's no one and all that. But the clarity, I'm even not interested in clarity because it has nothing to do with life. Then there's clarity. Someone is clear about what's going on. So what? Yeah, it's not about being clear. It's something. There can be so many constructs and beliefs that still go on when there's certain situations or in a relation or something like that in the story. This is not about wanting. How can there be wanting if there's no one? There can be saying, I want that. Well, it's empty. It's of course, it's not about Rose or somebody else. I can say I want that. Yeah, of course. But yeah, it's nothing because there's just that wanting. It's there. Wanting tea or coffee or holiday. I don't know, anything. Yeah, but it's empty. It can be there and then maybe it's going or not. It's not happening to Rose. So wanting that free will, that wanting is completely out of the window. There's no importance of Rose in the same time, of course. Nothing is important. Also, it's the table, or is that this talking? That's not more important. There's no Rose. There's no one. There never has been. Also, yeah. Oh wow! Oh, a lot of. Oh my God! There are a lot of messages. Wait, it's going too fast. Isn't everything just bullshit? No, everything is everything. Just it's what it is. So it's a glass of tea. That's what it is, and there's no meaning in it. It's a glass of tea. What's the meaning? Just glass of tea. It's everything is meaningless. There's no meaning in anything. So there can be a feeling or tea or the wall. It's that. It's going nowhere. It's what it is. So it's full on, it's everything. And it's in the same time, it's empty. So that's the freedom. Hmm. There's a lot of, there's no bullshit, apparent bullshit. Yeah, oh God. No bull, no shit. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Let's play with words. Yeah. No bull, no shit. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. It's what it is, but there's also, I hear people saying, yeah, lot of times, yeah, yeah, it's what it is. That it's can be saying that in a meeting, but it doesn't mean you say that in daily life. That's not happening. It's not saying that, because that's making everything into something else. It's not when there's most of the time it's only said when there's something not really nice. So then you say, yeah, but it is what it is. It's making it into, it's dealing with it. It's making it into something not that bad. When there's a feeling like, oh my God, then it's, oh my God, it's that feeling. Yeah, of course. There's no escape. There's nothing arising about, oh, that's what is, or something like that. No, that's not arising. Of course, it's full on. And also, there can be talking in the story. It's not only clarity about what's going on and everything. There's also talking in the story and saying things about what's going on. Can happen too. Cool. Mm. Love your energy, Rose. Oh, thank you. Mm, mm. fire. Yeah. when in the whole story of Rose's life, it was always the idea that I shouldn't be that fire. I shouldn't be that fiery. I should be more quiet. And now it's full on. I don't care. It's full on. Wow. I couldn't change that. It wasn't, no. Mm, yeah. 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 Should be always different than what's happening. When you're fiery, you should be quiet. When you're quiet, you should be fiery. Oh, it's always something. Yeah. And it's also not about being fiery or anything. It's when there's being that, oh, there's sitting on the couch and not, there's not so much going on. Then that's what's happening. It's exactly complete as that. How can that be wrong? It's exactly, it's life in that way. It's just that's what's going on. It can't be wrong. It's life. It's unconditional love sitting. Yeah, it's that. Mm, mm, yeah. Mm. Oh, and you know what's strange? That even thought this message is so big and life changing, I still forget about it most of the time. Yeah, of course. You can't think about this message all the time. I don't. No, never. So what? It doesn't matter. But there can be something going on. It can be so, wow, that, yeah. But it doesn't mean there's a thinking of it. It's going by itself. Yeah, that's also amazing that it's like that. Yeah, yeah. It's how wonderful. Yeah. This is this is this is amazing. This is like life is that everything. That idea that there's something right and something wrong and I should be like that and it's not complete let it's not that natural and I all that there's so many ideas and there's that it's the base is that there's something gone wrong and I and that whole me construct you could say like me is that feeling I can make it right. So it's confirming all the time there's something wrong because that's saying then that whole construct is staying alive and it can go on. It's like a survival mechanism. So it jumps on something that seems to be there and it seems like, oh, did you eat enough? Did you that's because of that you didn't eat right. It's like your mother all the time like there. Oh, it's amazing how strong that is. And that's so embodied, that idea that there's something wrong and I should make it right. And then here somewhere there's something this is not new. This is the resonance. It's like this is not a new thing. It's somewhere it is you could say known. It's not really known, but it's like it's of course it's like how can it be wrong? How can it be right? That's on top of everything. There's so many ideas. They some people say this is right, some people say the opposite is right. So it's crazy. So that it's a construct. It's what it is. It's exactly that. And then when there's no one, then that suddenly is so, oh, how can I believe there's somebody inside? It's just, it's empty and that's going by itself. It's already like that. There can be a belief it's not, of course. Nothing wrong with that either. It's so easy. Life is very easy. It's going by itself. The only thing, and that seems when there's someone inside, it seems like there's. It's very important that it goes in that way because that it feels good. So it's always about feeling good. When that's lost, it's the freedom of everything. So it doesn't matter what feeling is there. It doesn't matter. It's unconditional love. There's sadness and there's full on. There's no choice in that. So when there's no choice, then suddenly it's that ah, it's like that. So it's not about awful. That's lost. There's nothing about awful or not wanting. When that's lost, it's suddenly like, oh, it's just ah, everything. It's just that wonder of what's going on. So we are so focused on what I want and how it should be, and finally maybe there's this, and it's like a construct trying to make it happen in a certain way. And when that's maybe sometimes it can happen too, that for a moment it's lost, that you don't know anymore, and suddenly and then suddenly it's like, oh, it's what it is already. But it's not only what it is already. There's something, that joy of life, that aliveness is suddenly like, oh, that was what I'm looking for. But that's so normal and so, in a way, normal and simple, but also amazing and stunning. How can you explain that? Because that when there's people looking into the story, it seems like that's everything. And then hearing this, that's the stunning of this message. It's not even a message. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, beautiful energy. So free. Yeah. Yeah. But it is already. But there are so many ideas about I don't want this. Oh, that doesn't feel good, and all that. That also those ideas are so embodied. That is idea, and then there's talking about that feeling is it too. It's not only freedom is not only moving in that way. It's also sitting like this and feeling miserable. Can be like that too, of course. That's life. Miserable. That feeling can be there, of course. Mm. John, er is iemand in de wachtruimte. Hmm.
Thanks, Rose.
Oh,
I'm
thanks.
I'm going into the field, so looking if there are some rodeos there.
Okay. Okay. Have a nice time. And I always forget what to say when you want to speak with me on the one-to-one. You can write me in the email that's on my website, and we can speak with each other on Zoom, or you can also just call me during my day. I'm living in Holland in Amsterdam, and during my day when I'm at home, I just pick up and we can have a chat. There's no charge for that for a short call, so you can do that too. Hmm. Hmm. There's somebody saying, you prefer being called during weekdays. Yeah, that's most of the time. Yeah, the weekend is not that bad, but yeah, doesn't matter so much. If I'm busy, I will say it or I don't take it. So, yeah, you can always try. My evenings is not a good idea. I'm not that. Just during the day, I think that would be better. It seems like overthinking is a way of staying safe. Yeah, that's a lot of ways to to be safe, and trying to think about what's going on or what was going on, and is that the right way and all that. Trying to try control. I think trying to control everything or everything, but that maybe that thing where you're thinking about. Yeah, it's not wrong. It's just it's no use at all. It has no use. It's more, it seems like so important to think about things and be busy with it and trying to deal with it and work it out in your, and it it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't help. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any power. That's amazing. When everything was lost, it it wasn't even noticed, but that whole construct, what I was busy with everything the whole day, with what's going on and what did I feel and how did I do it, and overthinking everything. And when it was lost, in that way there was no change at all. So it was useless, but it felt so important and I was busy with that. It's a lot of energy into nothing. Well, it's not wrong, it's just that. Well, wow, it's amazing how that important that seems. Yeah. It's also crazy to hear that it doesn't go anywhere. Wow, it seems so really important to do that. And yeah, wow. There's a chat. I always thought that being connected to others was the most valuable thing. But there are no others, no relations, just freedom. What about love between people? Is that also a concept? Personal love is also a concept. It's like personal love is more like there's a need and there's somebody's taking care and there's somebody who's needed and then there's about that. This is talking about unconditional love. That's completely something else. It has nothing to do with a person or all that. So when there's a person and when I'm here and there can be like wanting or need, and some people are more into taking care. So there can be like an agreement about that. And when there's falling out that agreement, there can be a fight because you don't listen to me, or all that. And then there's always something about that. There's a lot of ideas about how someone should be. You shouldn't be that picky on me, or you shouldn't be like that, or you about yourself also the same thing about how you should be and all that, in also in relation to somebody else. And oh, when I didn't do that, or maybe I should not, all that. It's endless. That's all those ideas about how to relate and what's the best way and do you love me and what does it mean? Do you love me? I don't know. There's some questions in that. Do you want to make me happy or something like that? How can you do that? I don't know. You can't. It's what is happening. But there are so many ideas and how to behave and in a certain way, and it's up to you and responsibility and all that. It makes it very complicated and now problematic can be like that because you don't, yeah, there's so many ideas and you don't even know where some ideas come from. You don't maybe sometimes you don't understand them. There's no one in here. There's a body and there's a body can be there and there can be talking, but there's no relation. There is what is happening. There can be a feeling. Yeah. Well, then there's no escape. There's no blaming or anything. It's not because. It's that full on. There's no, and that doesn't mean like, oh, I stay with that feeling because that's also a new concept can be. It's that feeling, and maybe there's a talking and irritation coming. Yeah, there can be like that. The strange thing is, when everything is lost, then there can be irritation, but it's not trying to change, it's irritation. That's something else. And it's full on. It's like little children. They, "Rah!" And that, but it's not like, oh, you should be like that. That's really little children. It's more like full on. And then that's it. And then there's something else going on. So there are no relations. There's also no relation, circumstances to me or something like that, because I'm in that circumstances and have to earn money, or if I have to go to my work and all that. And how do I do now? All that. There can be circumstances, but there's no relation. So there's that, and there can be a feeling. There can be walking. It's very literally. So there's no story. The whole story is stopped. There can be a story, but it's empty. The story still goes on, like yeah, the talking in the story and all that. The brain still can abstract, but it's empty. So there's no importance. And that what's I think what's most goes on is when there's someone, there's subtly or stronger something going on. I want to feel good. So there can be all kind of ways trying to deal with what's going on, or to behave in a certain way to get what you want or what you need, or all that. That's all lost. There's no way of dealing with anything. There's also no connection between people. No. And because there's also, but when you're alone on the couch and you sit alone, oh, I don't know people and maybe all that. There can be a lot of there can be a lot of suffering about that, because there's no connection or no other people. All that. There's life. There's sitting. That is life full on already. So that's unconditional love. Sitting. There's no need for anything else than that what is happening. It's so intimate. It doesn't have anything to do with other people. That's what we can so be. I have friends or relation or all that. It has nothing to do with other people. There are no other people. There are bodies. There can be bodies, but there's also sitting, a wall. All that. It's living in love already. Unconditional love. Mm, mm. Crazy that connection is a concept too. Yeah, we are so into having friends and being connected, and oh yeah, I know. Communication. Yeah, yeah. Mm. I think I should question every belief I have now. Sometimes it just happened by itself. It's suddenly saying like, "Oh, is that so?" Can be for moments. It can be things like that. It's like, yeah, you can like saying like, "Oh, I'm now questioning all that," and then you forget maybe or not. I don't know. Well, doesn't need to. But sometimes it's like, "Oh my God, there's so many. I don't even know how many concepts there are. Wow!" But then you forget, and then you just go on. And yeah. It's already amazing. There's so much going on. This is so energetic. So already there can be something lost. You don't even know what's lost, and there can be a freedom in that already. You don't even know why, but that's how it goes. It's so energetic. This has nothing to do with me or Rose. It's just life. It can also be that when there's that idea, I should question everything. That there suddenly can be something going on like that. That's better than not doing that. And then there's the same trap again, like being busy with what's right. And then that, so there's no homework. There can't be homework. It's just what's going on, and maybe they're thinking of it or not. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, and that's crazy. We're so into a way of how to live, and that it doesn't matter. It's everything already. That thought, maybe that you call it a belief, yeah, then there's that. That that's life too. So it can't be wrong. It's nowhere to go. That's so amazing. And there's so many things. So there's walling or sitting, and I wonder what role attention plays in that, or whatever this is that appears as attention. In other words, it seemed to determine what is depending on what's focused on. That's what we normally do. That when there's me, there is attention going to that wall, or I'm seeing that wall, or things like that. There's no attention. There's no one seeing it. There's walling. It's singular. It's one. And we most of the time we only know two. Like there's the attention. There's someone on that or focus on that. So there's two: attention to the wall. That it's seeing the wall or all that. That's the normal way. So it's most of the time it's impossible to to make or to imagine that there's only walling. There's no one looking at it. There's walling. It's one. That's the wonder. That's the full on. That there's walling, and that's everything. There's not someone looking at the wall. Then there's something. There's a distance, and there's something going on, and there's that. There's suddenly there's something missing, can be that feeling. And it's just walling, it's just full on, and then it's walling, and then it changes. So it how could you say it in the story? So it's walling, feeling, it's go very quick, of course. Not even quick. You can't even say it how it goes. But there's no one seeing or hearing. There's sound. That sound, there's that singular, that's that's the stunning, that's the freedom, that's everything. That's stunning. Mm. And you could say it's loss. It's about loss, but it's only a loss in the story. It's a loss of that focus. It's a loss of that attention. There's no awareness. You could say that, or noticing. It's lost. And then there can be for a moment. It's suddenly nothing going on about it, but it's suddenly only full on. Mm. It's walling full on. It's it's the only thing there is, and it's hand or sound and sitting. But it's not about me, because that's what we normally have, that there's when there's an attention, or there's a focus, it's somewhere is related to this person. And then what's being said here is that this isn't real, this isn't solid, the body isn't real or always there. There is no one, there's no one existing. There is hand, and that's everything. And we are so focused on that I am existing in this story, and everything, I'm the center, and I'm looking at the wall or at the world or seeing things, I am hearing things. So everything is focused on that I am the center, and I'm walking around in the world and all that. And then hearing here that there is no center. That can be like, oh my God, that that we're so how do you say that, invested in that I am here, and how can I deal with everything what's around me and what's in me and all that. And then hearing there's no me, but it's not only inside there's no me, and in this center there's no me anymore. No, there is no center at all. That's all gone. The idea of center and if that is gone. So there can be a fear of, like, oh, there's nothing left. And suddenly it's like, yeah, it's also everything. It's that wall, it's everything. But when there's that focus and I'm here and looking at the wall, it feels like, yeah, okay, yeah, the wall, yeah. What is there special to the wall or anything else? So that's in that way, and every when there's I am here and I'm here and this is the center, I'm looking at things, there can be a feeling of it's not complete, it's not everything, it's just there's something missing or something like that, or it's not all the time or all that. So that's the longing for that, and there can be an idea of maybe when I'm focusing the whole day, maybe then it will be there and all that. It's the loss of all that. It's in the loss in the story, because it's already not real, but it's and it's falling. It's that already. It's sitting. It's everything what is already happening. So there's nothing that isn't already there, or you could say it's not, or it's already complete. It's already one. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be thoughts. I don't get this. Then those thoughts are it too. It's that full on, that thought. So it. You can't. Somebody say you can't say you can't miss it. Of course, that's only in the story. But in a way, it's the only thing there is. That's everything already. Thank you. Thank you. Mm. Mm. Thank you.
Thank you, Riz. See you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Jonas.
Thank you, Rose.
Right.